Hi everybody and welcome to another session of Mindful Mentor. In our last session we were talking about how to do your speaking well. Today we're going to talk about another thing that often is a cause of concern for most people, writing. I'm sure that when you're hearing writing you're thinking of the essays and the paragraphs, and sometimes the creative writing and the story seems to be too much. If this is challenging for you, this is a video you must watch. Let's talk about the easy ways in which we can make writing really comfortable for us. We have all come into a culture where we are passively listening to everything around us. We listen to the radio, we listen to the TV, but however, somewhere along the line, we have lost the ability to read and to actively use our language. How do we get over this? So, these are tips in order for you to do creative writing at its best and content writing at its normal stage. Tip number 1, the content itself. What would you like to write about? Is it a story? Is it an essay? Is it a paragraph? For those of you who are preparing for your IELTS exams, you will be having a task too where you're required to write an essay or to write a discussion or to give your opinion on certain things that you're being asked. How do you do this? This is your content. This is the main topic regarding which you would be talking about. Read, read, read. It's always important for you to read up on the topic beforehand. This helps you to have an idea on what other people are talking about, what seems to be a cause of concern, and of course not to forget ideas. Everybody needs ideas. Nobody can think of ideas miraculously. We are always exposed to the environment around us which gives us ideas. So, your content comes from these ideas that you're actually looking at. Now, that brings us to the second tip. Once you have your content in mind, what do? You have to prepare an outline or a draft that tells you how to put this in order. Jot down your points. Make it short and sweet. And once you do that, order them, prioritize them, put a numbering on what you think would come first, what should be second, how it should be third. If you're writing a story, then definitely there should be a sequence on how your story progresses. And the drafting will have an idea of that in the form of number. If you number them, there is a sequence to how your thoughts are flowing. For those of you who are writing your IELTS, cohesion and coherence is something that you're awarded points on for a higher band score. Now, drafting process helps you in order to tackle this one difficult section by having a sequence order in your thoughts, and also helps the examiner to follow exactly what you're talking about in an order. It also helps to add examples to the things that you're talking about to justify your thoughts process or your opinion. And this brings us to tip number 3, which is the ability to write well. How do you do this? Well, a good exercise for you is to imagine how you would like things to be told. Would you like them to be told in a report style? Would you like them to be told by a first person, a second person, or a third person? For those of us who are writing an essay, a first person is to be avoided, and you should try to do this in a reporting style, a very formal style. The ability to be able to present ideas as somebody who sees them clearly gives you a better range at writing and vocabulary. And passive sentencing helps you to make the structure more formal. I hope for those of you who are writing the exam are able to follow tips such as these in order to improve their scores to a band 8 or 9. And for those of you who are writing a story, well, what are you waiting for? Let's get a move on that story. Pick up your draft and start writing. And of course, do share them with me on my page Mindful Mentor so I can have a look. If you have questions regarding how you would like to proceed further, of course, drop me a comment on the YouTube comment channel down below. Subscribe to this channel so that you can follow me on the different tips that you can use to improve your content writing, and hit the notification button so that you know when I'm coming up with more tips to enlighten you on your reading, speaking, writing, well, whatever. It's always useful to have a mindful mentor at your disposal. And for those of you who are on Facebook, click And find me on Mindful Mentor or Annie the Mentor. And until the next time, happy learning!